Well, I think that's a very difficult question. I mean, foreign policy, the wars and so on, are part of a narrative that is used to convince people that Islam and Muslims are discriminated against by the West. Whether the individual elements of foreign policy actually make a real difference is very difficult to determine. And those there are countries who've been much less interventionist than the United Kingdom, who have also suffered terrorist attacks. So I think it's difficult to say it's definitely a major factor. I think there's a danger that it's going to be less safe. The Prime Minister, when she set out what was going to be our Brexit negotiating position, said that she wanted the UK to remain part of the various security agreements and policing collaborations across the EU. That, of course, isn't just a matter for the UK to decide, it's also the other 27 members of the EU. I think there's a real risk, however, if we don't have a full participation in those arrangements, that will make the UK less safe. I think the simple thing is that you need to plan for all sorts of contingencies, including the unexpected. So don't just say, how would we cope for a firearms attack or a bomb attack. You really need to think about how your emergency services work together, how quickly you could mobilise resources, what you would do about the transport system. Would you close it down? Would you keep it going? Would you, what advice would you give to the public, and how would you give that advice? Those are all things that it's much better to work out in advance rather than have to do in the middle of an emergency.